Hi there and welcome to Dinos Vault once again, guys. Today I'm reviewing the KTM RC 390 on a subscriber request. Now, I had already checked this bike out at the time of its launch. You can check out my detailed written review by following the link in description portion below. Now, how do I start this review? The RC 390 can be termed as a new definition for value for money. Let me give you a disclaimer that I am going to praise this bike till I run out of adjectives because it is so goddamn freakingly awesome and unbelievably amazing that you would have to pinch yourself nearly 100 times to believe the fact that what you see is what you get. You cannot say it is flawless, but if you understand what this bike is meant for and what its sole purpose of existence truly is, then you would almost look at it as a near perfect modern marvel. Now, you might also be wondering whether this is the 2016 model, but sadly, this isn't, because with the 2016 model, we would be getting a new side mounted exhaust as opposed to the underbelly one, and we also get a slipper clutch and ride by wire technology as per the unveil that had been done at the ICMA this year. There's no official word on when in 2016 KTM would be launching the new model, but for now, let's check out the model that's currently available here in India. Now, taking a look at its design, KTM is known for making jaw-droppingly stunning designs for their motorcycles. Now, both the RC200 and the RC390 look identical except for the paint schemes and body decals that differentiate one from another. You don't give a shit about that because there's no denying about the fact that you cannot find any other bike that is as futuristic or as radical looking as the RC twins, both in and around the price range they are being offered for, at least here in the Indian market. The headlamp housing is covered in glass and is sharply laid out such that the rider and the bike can cut through air like an arrow. The dual projector headlamps look absolutely awesome. My personal favorite are the sinister looking LED DRLs that give it a mighty beast like appearance as if it is ready to devour anything in its way. The integrated blinkers on the rearview mirrors look modern and offer better visibility to the oncoming traffic. The chunky 43mm front forks are the same as those found on the RC8R and that completes a powerful front end look. Coming to the profile, we have precisely and flawlessly cut out fuel tank that looks racy and edgy. The fairing and the rider foot pegs are designed as such to offer the bike sharper leaning angles. The light alloy die-cast swing arm is built based on the same principle as that of the Duke 690 and looks absolutely stunning. The tail section is lifted up to enhance the bike's overall aerodynamics and give the bike a proper supersport look. The exposed steel trellis frame painted in orange along with the Y-shaped alloy wheels look exceedingly sexy. The underbelly exhaust is perfectly housed in the fairing to complete a flawless design. At the back, the three-strip LED tail lamp setup looks gorgeous. The pillion seat foam is another modern marvel. The way the foam is precisely cut and finished will make you wonder as to how obsessed KTM is with out of the ordinary design elements. The state of the art instrument cluster is an all digital unit that offers info about almost everything happening in the bike. We get a speedometer, odometer, trip meter, tachometer, gear shift timing indicator, engaged gear indicator, fuel gauge, clock, and the list just goes on and on, so I might as well stop right here. Talking about the differences between the Duke 390 and the RC 390, first of all, Duke 390 is a street fighter design concept, whereas RC is a super sport design concept. Duke 390 gets a slipper clutch, whereas this year's model, the RC390, doesn't get a slipper clutch. Front end suspension travel is decreased by 25 mm for the RC to give the bike a lowered and aerodynamic front end. The steering head angle is increased by 1.5 degrees. Seat height is increased by 30 mm. Ground clearance is increased by 8.5 mm. Wheelbase is decreased by 27 mm to offer better cornering capabilities. Fuel tank capacity is down nearly by 1 liter for the RC. Weight is up by nearly 15 kgs when compared to that of the Duke 390. Now, talking about the differences between the RC200 and RC390, apart from the difference in engine capacity, the RC390 also gets 2-channel ABS, whereas the RC200, the Indian model, does not. Seat height for the RC390 is further lowered by 4 mm when compared to that of the 200. Weight of the RC390 is up by nearly 12 kgs when compared to that of the 200, and the RC390 gets Metzeler rubber as opposed to MRF tires on the RC200. Apart from this, almost everything else remains the same. Now, please note that all the specs listed out or compared are for Indian models. Things may differ according to the model made available in your respective country. Now, powering this bike is a single cylinder 4-stroke liquid cooled fuel injected 373.27cc engine that puts out a maximum power of 43.5 PS at 9000 rpm and 35 newton meters of torque at 7000 rpm. This comes mated to a 6-speed gearbox with shorter gear ratios. Now, talking about the performance it has on offer, well, it will literally blow you away. First of all, as you would immediately understand once you cast your eyes on this bike is a hardcore race bred track machine. If super sport culture is what excites you and cutting through corners on track days is what defines you, then this bike would be your ideal soulmate for life. If you're going to get carried away by its sheer stunning looks and are hoping you can tour on this bike or even hoping for great comfort and mileage, this bike isn't built for such purposes. This bike is for experienced riders who eat, live, and breathe track racing. Of course, if you prefer and enjoy riding super sport machines and also understand the actual character of the bike, then it won't make much of a difference, I believe, and I guess you can live with it on a day-to-day basis. Now, talking about the brakes, we get 300 disc up front and a 230 disc at the rear. Brakes are confidence-inspiring and offer adequate stopping power. The icing on the cake has to be the two-channel ABS, which means ABS is operational on both front and rear wheels. The ABS is on by default. You can switch it off by long pressing on the concealed button on the dash, as you can see. You can press the same button to turn it back on, or you can turn off and turn on the ignition to activate ABS once again. Talking about the suspension setup, we get upside down front forks by WP and a rear monoshock. The suspension is on a stiffer side to offer superb track performance. Talking about wheels and tires, we get 17-inch wheels with super sticky Metzeler tires. We get 110 section front tire and 150 section rear tire. Ground clearance is 178.5 millimeters. Fuel tank capacity is 9.5 liters. Seat height is 830 mm. There's no official mileage claim, and this bike is not about offering good mileage, but you can expect around 25 kmpl is what I feel. Price ex showroom Hyderabad for this is just a mere rupees 2,16,996, which makes it an absolute steal considering the performance, the racing pedigree, the superb features, and stunning looks it has on offer. So that's pretty much it. I just hope you found this video useful. Until next time, this is Dino saying ciao. Take care, God bless, and ride safe.